What's going on, guys? Kettle Beetle here, back again with another video, and today's video will be a little different from my usual videos. Today we'll be actually doing a review video of the microphone I've been using for a little while now. I'll say around a few months, and that microphone is the Razer Seiren Mini. I also apologize for any pictures or any videos that do not look high quality, as I am filming with my phone and the phone camera is a little bit outdated for its time, so I do apologize about that. I also wanted to put a disclaimer and say this is in no way a professional or in-depth review. This is just my general outlook and my general experience with this microphone. So to start off, this microphone, I got this on Amazon. I got it renewed, so it was less of a price than the normal MSRP. So it usually goes around $50, but I got mine for around $30, and I honestly thought it was a steal when I saw it on Amazon. I thought it was a nice deal, so that's actually why I got it. I was actually gonna go for the Snowball, which is also around $50, but then, I saw this on sale. So this microphone, I believe the grill is metal and the rest of the body is plastic along with the stand, but in no way does the plastic feel cheap or anything. It is lightweight and it may have a bit of gift to it, but it doesn't feel so cheap as to what you'd call very cheap plastic. It doesn't feel like that to me. It's honestly very solidly built, and so far I haven't had any problems with it in regard to damages and so forth. Out of the box, I currently don't have the box with me as it came from Amazon renewed, so I don't have the original packaging that it's supposed to come in. But out of the box, I believe I got the stand, the microphone itself, and of course the plug and play USB cord. The USB cord is a USB Type-C to Type-A, and the end of the USB-C cord that goes into the microphone, it sits nice and flush with it, which is a nice feature in my opinion. As for the stand, it is circular at the base and it's around 3.5 inches in diameter, and the little piece that sits on the stand is detachable, so you can detach it if you would like, and it is movable, though the amount the stand can be moved is very limited, as there are pictures I've taken and one shows the stand all the way to the left and one shows the stand all the way to the right, so it's very limited and it can't move too much on the stand. Now onto the microphone itself. The microphone is around the 4.25 to 4.5 range in length, and width it is around 2 inches. So overall it's very mobile and compact and small. So if you do want to take it in travel, that's a great option for this microphone. And if you do want to put it on a boom mic or any other piece of equipment, that is, I think it could hold up very well, as it is very lightweight. The microphone is pretty plain. It is very minimal in general. It does not have any buttons or features on the microphone itself. There's no mute button, there's no volume dial, there's nothing like that. It's just a simple plain green LED light showing that it's on or off. So that means that any of the volume tweaking or any settings you'd like to change from the microphone has to be done software wise. So that means if you want to mute the microphone, you'd have to do it through the computer. If you want to change the volume, that's also done through the computer, and so forth. I currently have the black version of this mic. However, this mic also comes in two versions, which is the Mercury and the Quartz, which is the Quartz being the pink version and the Mercury being the white version. Being that this mic is also very minimal, it's also very minimal in setup too. So you could simply just plug the mic into your computer and it's simply set up and you can use it from there. That means it does not need any additional software to use like Razer Synapse or anything like that, unless of course you would like to tweak your sound settings a little bit more. As for specs and technical information of the microphone, I'll put that on the screen now so you guys could see all the information associated with it straight from the Razer website. Now moving on from the actual microphone itself, let's talk about the sound now in my experience with it. So the sound of this microphone in general, I think it's not bad. However, it can be better if you do use certain software, and in my experience I believed it sound better with software, but otherwise by itself it's alright. It's not gonna get up into the sound quality of other high priced microphones, but for its value and for its price point, it's honestly very good, I would say. Now in my case, I did say I was using software, so the software I'm using for this microphone is called Voicemeeter. So I use Voicemeeter to tweak the sound of the microphone a bit. So what I'm doing here is I have the brightness of the microphone a little bit more higher than what it is at stock, and I have the microphone set to sound more warmer or to have more bass in my voice. So this is what I sound with it at my desired settings, and then this would be the sound of the microphone without any settings on it, without any tweaks on it. So this is what it would sound like if it was at stock. And I don't know if you could tell, but to me it sounds a bit too nasally and just, you know, not as bright or not as clear as I would like it. So when I put it to my desired setting, which is around here, you can see it gets a little more clear, and I do like to put a little bit more bass on it for spoken commentary. And you can also customize this to your liking. So if you don't want the bass, you could put it here and you wouldn't have so much bass in your voice. If you want it a little more deeper, a little bit less bright, you could put that down too. So you can always customize it to your liking. And the next option I've tweaked here is called the noise gate. So here I put it at 2.3. So what this does is it's like a type of sound filter. So the higher you set it, the more sound it'll block off in the background, or the more sound it takes to activate. And then the lower it is, the more sound it lets in. So I have it at 2.3 here. And one problem I found with this microphone is that if I don't have this on, there will be a lot of white noise and it'll catch a lot of background noise even if I'm not talking. So if I were to put it at 0 here, I'm not sure if you could hear that, but when I stop talking, you can see there's a little bit of white noise in the background. And not only that, but let's say I don't want to talk, or if I'm on the computer typing or clicking the mouse, this mic will catch all of that, even though it does have a super cardioid pattern. So in the back of the microphone, it shouldn't be catching all this noise. However, it's still, in my experience, it still catches all of the noise around if I don't have this noise gate on. So if I were to stop talking and I were to snap in the background far away from the mic, see, that was a few feet away and I was still catching it. And in my experience, it also has caught sounds from all the way on the other end of the room and upstairs and all sorts of noises all around the house if I don't have the noise gate on. So that's one problem I did find with this microphone, is that it does catch a lot of background noise, unfortunately. So I usually have to put this noise gate on so that it doesn't catch all those background noises when I don't want it to. However, this noise gate does not filter out the background sounds specifically. And what I mean by that is when I'm talking and there's background noise going on, it will catch that background noise as I'm talking. However, when I stop talking and I'm not putting sound in the microphone, then it won't catch that noise. I've also found that I had to up the volume of the microphone too, because at stock apparently I found that the volume was too low for my liking, so I had to put this up to 10.6, as you can see here. These settings are just personally for me and how I like it. It may be different for anyone else whose setup is different, and if you speak farther away from the mic, if you speak closer to the mic, I personally speak around 2 to 3 inches away from the mic, so I am pretty close. However, I also do have a bit of accessories paired along with this mic that allow me to do that. For example, I have this boom arm here, and I do not use the stand because I found that with the stand, it does catch a lot of banging. Let's say if you're typing on your keyboard, it will catch that, and if you're tapping on the desk, it will catch that too. Even though that this mic does boast that it has a built-in shock mount, which is supposed to filter out all that sound, in my experience, it still catches all of it, even with this boom arm I have here. So for example, if I were to bang or tap on the desk that this boom arm is attached to, you would probably be able to hear it. So see, I was tapping the desk with a bit of force there and it was still catching it. And if I tap the boom arm directly, even lightly, it would catch it. So there I was tapping the boom arm and it was catching it. So even though it does have a built-in shock mount, it doesn't really do its job too well, from what I would say. And this is another reason why I have the noise gate on too. So the noise gate will help filter that out a bit. I also have a pop filter attached to the mic too, attached to the boom arm, sorry. And this helps with the P's, so they help with plosives exactly. And what plosives are is when you say B's or P's, you'll have air come out your mouth when you say these sounds, and the air will go straight into the mic and the mic will pick that up. However, with this pop filter, it'll filter that out and spread out the air before it gets to the mic, so it won't sound so sharp or so plosive when it gets to the mic, so it'll sound more softer in general. So I believe that wraps up the sound section, as I have nothing else to say more about the sound. So yeah, that was my experience with the Razer Seiren Mini. And now I'm up for my thoughts and recommendations. For this price point, I would say this is a good mic and has a lot of potential if the right software and accessories are used. For example, I have this boom arm here, this pop filter, and I'm pairing it up with voice meter software to make it all sound better. And without this, I unfortunately wouldn't really see myself using this mic, as there is too much problems with it just by itself. So I believe if you can get the accessories and if you can use the software along with it, then it would be a good choice. But other than that, I couldn't say myself that I would use it if I didn't have this software, as I would have too much problems with the sound and the placement of the mic and so forth. However, if you do like the stock sound and if you could find your way around the problems with the background noise and noise coming from the desk on whatever you're doing, then perhaps maybe this mic would work fine for you. But overall, for this price point, it's a great mic and I'll recommend it to anyone who could deal with any of these mentioned problems. But yeah guys, I think that's it for my review of the Razer Seiren Mini. I liked it a lot and I do not see myself going to another microphone anytime soon. For my home setup, I think I'm pretty much stuck with this mic, as I've had no issues with it so far. With all the tweaks I've done, I think I'll be using this mic for a long time. So yeah, that's my mini review of the Razer Seiren Mini. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.